Hi all, welcome back to my channel with me, Jenny. So today I thought I'd talk about something that isn't really talked about. I've not seen this talked about anywhere really, and it's not really, I would say it's not really widely kind of researched, I would say as well. So I just wanted to talk about it because it's something that I'm living with and have done for many years, but I haven't ever spoken about it. But obviously at the moment with this whole lockdown and pandemic, it's kind of flared up again, and it made me realise that actually, you know, it's not talked about. So I thought I would just come on camera and just talk about it. So it's something called Tietze Syndrome. Now I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but for the purpose of the video I'm going to say it's Tietze. I will put the spelling in the description box below, and obviously on the thumbnail for the video anyway, so that you guys can see how it's spelled if you want to research it or if you have it. So I want to tell you a little bit about my experiences with it, and a little bit about it, what it is, what the symptoms are, what treatment, etc. And also the difference between Tietze syndrome and costochondritis, because they are very similar. There is only kind of one real difference between the two. So my experience with it, it can actually be a really debilitating, I really can't talk, condition, because it is really painful. When it is at its most painful, you know, it stops me doing really simple things like bending down to tie my own shoelace, reaching it up into the cupboard for something, stretching, even just coughing or sneezing is very painful. So even just tiny movements, even if I just wanted to move a little bit or roll over in bed, it's very painful. So what is it? So it's a rare condition that involves chest pain in the upper ribs. It mostly affects people under the age of 40. Now with Tietze syndrome you also get swelling as well as the pain. So the main symptom is chest pain, which we've talked about, and pain is felt around one or more of the upper ribs, specifically where the ribs attach to the breastbone. Usually pain's felt in two of the ribs, and also usually it's only one side of your chest that is involved. And certainly for me, I'm on day 3 now, I think. The first day was very painful. This hasn't flared up for me in many years, and it was very painful the first day. Yesterday wasn't too bad. Today we're getting better. There's still pain in my left side, still the swelling. Once the pain has gone, the swelling does kind of stay there for a little while longer and then go down. So what happens is it's the inflammation of the cartilage of the affected ribs which causes the pain, and with the pain comes the swelling. So it can come on suddenly or it can come on gradually, and it can range from mild to severe. So what's the difference between Tietze and costochondritis? So Tietze is rare. It affects people under the age of 40. Symptoms involve swelling and pain, and it most often involves the second or third rib, whereas costochondritis is relatively common. Typically affects people over the age of 40. Not to say that people under the age of 40 don't have costochondritis, because people do have costochondritis at kind of any age really. Symptoms can include pain, but this is where it's different to the Tietze syndrome, not the swelling. So it's not to be confused with the Tietze, but they are very similar. Most often involves the second through to the 5th ribs. So with that, it's just mainly the pain with no swelling, and obviously that does subside as Tietze does. Tietze is treated with rest, avoiding strenuous activities, and applying heat to the affected area. So there is no, as far as I am aware, there is no cure for Tietze syndrome. It is just keeping the ribs warm, keeping the area warm, avoiding doing anything really strenuous. If you can get somebody to help you, tie your shoelaces for instance, or get dressed, all the things that you would normally do but that you struggle with because it's such a debilitating and very painful condition, then I would suggest doing that. For me, I've lived with this for many years, and it does affect me mainly, like if I'm doing daily activities that I would normally do, I find quite difficult to do. So therefore I try to avoid doing things that I would normally do and literally just rest. But obviously during the day-to-day life, if you're working or whatever, I would suggest just taking painkillers and applying heat packs where you can, and then as soon as you finish work and you get home, just rest. That is the main advice really, is just plenty of rest and try not to do anything really strenuous. Get somebody to help where possible as well. Let me know if this was really helpful, if you found this very helpful at all, if you've ever heard of it as well, because I know a lot of people have never heard of this, and that's why I really wanted to open up and talk about it, because it is it's invisible, nobody sees it, but just because I'm carrying on my day-to-day life doesn't mean that I'm not in pain. The pain can last anywhere between 3 days and a week, and then there is still swelling and tenderness, so it can last a couple more weeks after that. So it doesn't just mean that just because somebody looks fine that they are necessarily fine. So I just wanted to raise the awareness of such invisible conditions, disabilities, whatever you want to call it, as well as obviously my autism. If you've not checked out any other videos on my channel, then please do so. Please subscribe to me and give us a like, and let me know in the comments below if you or anyone you know has experienced Tietze Syndrome. It'd be interesting to open up a conversation and open up the floor to you guys. I really do enjoy reading all your comments, responding to you all, and opening up a conversation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Alright, bye.